Hi everyone and welcome to Tasty Guitar. Today's lesson is all about layering funk rhythm guitar parts. This is part one of a two-part lesson. I'm going to show you how to come up with different rhythm patterns to accompany a dominant chord. This is important in writing, recording, and especially playing with another guitar player who's hogging that E9 strum all the time, and coming up with something that'll work with it and not against it. So tune up and let's get started. Okay, now this lesson is assuming you already know the basics of funk rhythm guitar playing. That is, keeping your right arm in a constant 16th note strumming motion and applying and releasing pressure on the left hand fretted chord to come up with your strumming pattern. Let's say you're working on a funk tune and you already laid down your first track, and it's going something like this. Basic E9 rhythm part. But now you want to come up with a second guitar part which will work with that one. Well, where do you start? A good place to start is by harmonizing the E mixolydian mode in thirds up the neck. Okay, now we're going to do this on 3 sets of strings. We're going to start on the 3rd and 4th strings. Then we're going to go to the 2nd and 3rd strings. And lastly, the 1st and 2nd strings. Okay, so you learn how to harmonize thirds in the mixolydian mode all the way up the neck. Big deal. So now what do you do with it? Well, you have to try to come up with a part that will work with your existing track without getting in the way of it. Now, on the 3rd and 4th strings, it's naturally already a darker kind of sound. So usually on these strings, you'll hear a lot of parts that will be muted parts. So I'm going to try something out here. I'll click a little rhythm on here and we'll come up with something. Okay, now let's slow that one down a little bit. Okay, now from that example, you may have noticed a couple things I did and didn't do. One thing I did do is used palm muting. Now, because of the thickness of the strings here, the 3rd and 4th string set, they sound great with the palm muting. One thing I didn't do was strum all those percussive strums. I didn't do whatever it was there. That is because the first track has all those going on already. And if you were to put all those percussive strums on the second track as well, you're going to clutter up the track. So it's better to keep it a little bit sparse, a little bit economical, and that way you'll end up with a cleaner track overall. Okay, now let's come up with something on the 2nd and 3rd string set. Okay, I'm going to slow this one down a little bit now, and you'll notice that I'm still not playing all those percussive strums because the first track has that covered. Now finally I'm going to play the last example using these thirds on the 1st and 2nd strings. Now you'll notice that this stuff sounds really great on that really high funky stuff. Now today we learn really just the basics of coming up with another rhythm pattern to accompany a static chord. Now the thirds are by no means the only technique you need to know. In part 2 we're going to explore it a little further, adding in elements such as slides, hammer-ons, pull-offs, single note lines, and some uniquely funk ideas. As always, if you did enjoy the video, please click like and subscribe to the channel, and make sure you come by TastyGuitar.com for more videos and other great stuff. This has been Rick, and I thank you very much.